Hello Luiginoids, this is LuigiXRules playing the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Randomizer. In the last episode, we got a couple of new items that are very useful, including the whip here, which is going to be pretty essential for this dungeon that we're going to be taking on. Speaking of which, in this episode we are going to be taking on the Ancient Cistern, probably in its entirety with all the speeding up going on. But, let's see if I can equip my shield finally, because I did get a new nunchuck, but that was because literally right before recording it just decided to stop working altogether, and judging by that, it's not going to work. So, why even bother? Okay, so how to tackle this dungeon? We can go into that door, but yeah, actually let's go this way first. So there are a couple of keys in this dungeon. Not one, but not three, which means you can probably figure it out from there. So what we can discover here is that underneath the... I do not know what happened there. Holy cow. Okay, so the dungeon item of this dungeon here is the whip. And so that area over there is just a way to get back up, which we will be taking later. I guess I can explain the whip when we get to it. Ah, boy, I remember my first time. That's another reason why my first time playing this dungeon, I said, at the end of the last video that I didn't really like this dungeon as much as most people did. I think it's because, I was expecting to have to just... Because before you go into this dungeon, you go back through the Skyview Temple. And so I thought that would count as the dungeon of the area, but then I found out that you had to go through an entire other dungeon. So here we can see, strike the gemstones pointing in 4 directions wisely. The way will open only for one who knows the temple's secret order. I never figured out this secret order the proper way. I might show it later if there's time, but I just brute forced it, and it's literally just up, down, left, right. That's all the secret order is. I know, very easy and difficult to figure out, but that'll make this dungeon not take quite as long as it could have. So these Skulltulas up here are going to be annoying if you don't take them out. You can take them out by cutting off their string with the beetle. There. And as you can see, they drown. Hooray! Yeah, once again, we're taking on an area that we wouldn't normally have the claw shots for. But since we do have the claw shots, we can go through this a little faster. Now that one created a special song because there is a pathway that was blocked off because of it. Now, is there anything else in this room? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've taken on the Ancient Cistern. Alright, well I can't figure out how to do that, so whatever. Looks like it's just for a red ruby, so let's down this way, first of all. Actually, it looks like that way's barred off, so no point in taking that on. Alright, refresh our air, and then we can swim. So this dungeon basically acts as the water temple of this game. You couldn't tell by the fact that there is a lot of water here. Alright, that could be a fun thing to do. Just... Alright, let's just do this the normal way. Just rise up and climb the vines like a peasant. Alright. I might consult my guide to make sure I haven't missed anything. Alright, it appears we have not missed anything, and as you can see on the map, we're about to complete the loop here and grab this chest. This would normally contain a small key, but this time it contains... Oh! There it is. The final-ish wallet upgrade. We still have another extra wallet to find, but that is the final, like, actual wallet upgrade. The Tycoon Wallet. That's right. According to that, we can now hold up to 9,000 rupees because of that. So 5,000 rupees was already not a challenge for us at all. But the fact that 9,000 is now our the fact that now we can hold up to 9,000 and 9,600 because of the extra wallets. Oh boy. Once again, rupee capacity is never ever going to be an issue again. Now oddly, I think I've mentioned this before, you get all of those wallet upgrades from... You actually get all of those wallet upgrades from beating the... from the Gratitude Crystal side quest, which is what Batro is for. So, I guess let's go over all the things that we still need, because there's not too much anymore. We do have, the Bug's Net is the last item on this ring that we don't have. But then other than that, there's, what is it? There's Din's Power, I think, the song. There's 2 more pieces of the Ballad of the Goddess, I believe. Beetle's Bug Cage, 2 Gratitude Crystal things. And, oh, that's right, we haven't gotten a key. Whoops. Yeah, 2 more Gratitude Crystal things, another extra wallet. The other adventure pouch, although I think we already know where that is. And, a couple more bottles, and a couple more sword upgrades. So, I guess now that we have the whip, normally we'd get a key from that chest that we got. But we didn't, so we're gonna have to go around this way. So we might be forced to go through the dungeon in an unorthodox order this time. So, let's see what is in this chest. Oh, we already got the boss key. Wow. Alright, and you might see that chest over there. Normally you'd have to go all the way around this dungeon in order to get it, but since we have the claw shots, we can just grapple on just like that, and then collect the chest right there. This is likely going to be a key, I think. Oh, we got another part of the Song of the Hero. Sorry, not the Ballad of the Goddess, I think I said earlier. So that marks one more thing that, or I guess that's one less thing that we need. Let me fill out my guide. So yeah, it seems that we are being forced to do this dungeon out of order, which is kind of weird, honestly. Let's make this easier on ourselves by using the grappling hook, and then from here there's these things that you need the whip for. You just gotta use the whip on it, and then ta-da, we have a shortcut. And then another thing we can do while we're up here is come up here, and here you have to like swing down, and that will lower that thing. No, not the boss key chest. We're not actually supposed to be able to do that yet, but let's see if this door over here is still locked. Huh, this door is not locked anymore, so I guess we can just go through it now. Oh. Cool. So you can spray those to make... Ooh. That's close. And then, yeah, just create geysers that can go up. So is there still a locked door? We might be sequence breaking a bit here by skipping that locked door. But anyway, there's this guy, which is a more powerful version of an enemy that we have faced before. I think I am going to re-equip my shield for this. Once you get farther into it, he pulls out another set. As you can see, there are swords that took absolutely no damage. or our shield took no damage, or there were other ones would have taken damage. Nice. And if you parry him, then he'll drop. Once the helmet comes off like that, then he's going to become much more aggressive. And now we did it. Heh, slip on your own skull, you idiot. Alright, unequip that so that it stops being an issue, and then, now that we fought that guy, we can go through here. Oh, this is kind of awkward. Normally that door would lead to the whip chest. These guys are weird. Apparently they have a lot of health. The only way to... It's typically much easier to kill these guys by finishing blowing them. You can technically kill them with enough slices, but it's much easier just finishing blow. Ah. Okay. It's so weird going through the dungeon in this order. But yeah, we got this purpley area. Got only one direction that we can go, and that would be this way. Then up ahead here, we're going to need the beetle, which is the first time it's technically absolutely required. First, I believe we need to hop across these lily pads. You don't want to fall in the water. So these lily pads, we saw that you could flip them earlier, but ones with the hooks like that, you can flip back over. And then... where do we need to go? Yeah, okay. And then we need the beetle here, so that we can go into this guy's eye. And hey, there's a switch there. This thing closes up the weird gunk fall, and then I don't know if you have to do this, but I always found it easier to go back. And yeah, I have always found it easier to go back here, and then you need to grab this bomb, because there was this rock over here that prevented us from just swinging on over. But with that, we can now swing over. Although, frankly, I'm not sure how much of this you can actually skip with the claw shots, because that is pretty far away. Yeah, like, I can't reach that, but I can use the whip here to swing across. Now I might be able to skip something with the claw shots, though. You want to go this way, because there's a switch up there that we need to flip. So what you do here is you lock on, swing it over to the left, and everything reverses direction. It's odd how there's no music down here. And now we can go around. Oop, more of these guys. Alright. Then we need to climb on this thing. Fall down here. Yeah, okay. And then we can flip this switch again to turn everything the other direction, because it was so that this thing can reverse, and so we can act what? Alright, I don't know why I decided to fall there, but whatever, we can just claw shot. Now that this is spinning the other way, we can come down to here. And now we have this weird part that would be easier with the stamina potion, but I'd rather save my stamina potion for a later point. Now we gotta climb this little string here. But as we start doing that, a bunch of these zombie guys will start coming in. And then you gotta... They'll take away stamina if they grab onto you, so you just gotta keep on climbing. Ooh, it's getting white up in here. Alright, and then once that is done, we can come back to this center room. We can flip this switch, which will create a shortcut again. And because of that, we can now lift this thing back up, which will raise this thing again. And we will see the significance of that very shortly. But first I'm going to save. So, question, is this string? Yeah, I guess it's hanging off of that. Hey. Sure. Spawn us back on the string, because that's totally where I was. But yeah, we needed to lift that back up so that we can come back to this first room. Yeah, I created that shortcut, but also so that we can grab the boss chest, or the boss key chest. Now let's see what this contains. Heh, the first small key. Of course it does. Now you may be surprised to see that I made the color of the key orange. Ah, I forgot that it went back down. And anyway, now that we do that, now we just gotta wait for it to fall. Cool. And now we can, fight the boss because we have this... oh no, that's an amber relic, okay. We could fight the boss now because we have the boss key, but I don't think I will. It's funny, the key and the boss key are overlaid because they never intend on you having both at the same time. Oh, yep, there goes the lock on that door. Opening it from the other side. So that small key is absolutely required in order to get this chest, which would normally be the whip. Normally it would be, hey, red rupee. Normally that chest would be behind the mini-boss that we fought, not, the bottom rooms. But, yeah, normally that chest would be in the bottom rooms. But this time it was not. Or no, it would be behind the mini-boss and it would contain the whip. Which is funny because if you don't have the whip at that point, then you're actually soft locked, so it might be the one instance of the dungeon item may actually be required in the logic in order to get that. But anyway, now that we have that small key, I guess all that really opened up was that chest, so now let's go do what we were supposed to do as soon as we got the whip. Although first I guess I can show that if you... Oh, I guess not. Never mind. I'm not going to show it. That's part of the puzzle. If you dash into a couple of things here, like there's these underwater guys. There's a bubble bouncing down there. Oh wait, no, those aren't bubble things. Alright, well there's this whole puzzle, of course, involving the dungeon order, but I just brute forced it when I first played it. Anyway, this is one of the things we needed the whip for, was this. So that we can flip it over. And then flip this switch, which we can flip because we have the whip. And now we can swim behind the waterfall. Now, is there a chest in this room? I think there might be. Yeah, right at the back. I think after this chest I'm going to update our little tracker. Oh, hey, gold ruby. At least we can hold it. Wow, apparently this dungeon actually has, the least amount of checks, which is what they call chests because there can be multiple, or because it's not just chests. This is the first... This dungeon has the least amount of them out of any dungeon, actually, which is weird. Like, there's only one more thing we can get before we fight the boss. And it's still gonna be a bit before we get there, sadly. Dropped a bundle of arrows. So this is a room that is super easy to cheese. Normally you'd have to go all the way around using your whip to grab onto vines and stuff. But, oh that is a huge boy. But instead we can, there. Instead we can just hook shot or claw shot all the way up here. Oh, given the angle's correct. And then you're supposed to go all the way around, but with some trickery of the camera. There. With some trickery of the camera, you can actually activate that switch from down there. Once again, that was intended on you swinging from this post. But, of course, that was unnecessary. Alright. And now we can flip this. And then we can dive right in. Uh-oh. I don't like... No! Our battery! Should I take care of that right now? I guess I should, shouldn't I? Okay, we're back here, and once again we have to use the beetle in this room so that we can drop these things. Although, this time you actually need to. Because that opens up that. And now, we can move on here. Grab the final thing that we actually need to collect before the boss. It's actually a pretty cool thing, and if my calculations are correct, it should probably be a key, although it would be hilarious if I got the other key afterwards. But yeah, it's another key. Oh, I forgot to do the ×1, but whoops. There we go. Second key. We did not find the map, so one of the 2 items that we're going to get is the map. Anyway, that's a pretty cool check right there, is that you can use the whip on that guy. And now, I guess I could showcase the rest of the dungeon, even though there's really no point. So that'll drop us off in this room, which very surprisingly does not have a chest in it. But there's not really much for us to do, except for just pull this switch, which will create a shortcut. And then what you're normally supposed to do is supposed to like go all the way around this room, and then that's how you're intended to get to the vines that we just claw shot over. But I don't see that as necessary. So why don't we just fight the boss of this dungeon already? Yeah, this dungeon is a pretty short one, actually. Which I guess makes sense under the context that you have to retread a dungeon beforehand. So let's see if I can't. If you roll, then you get to get that silver rupee, and then if you look, there is a right thing. There's like a special thing that's telling you to go to the right, and let's see if I can't read this one. It says back, rear, back of the right hand, back of the left hand. And so the back of the left hand was, of course, what we just showcased there. But let's just go to the boss. We haven't been to the top of this room yet. And there it is, right there. This is one of the easier keys as well, because there's only one way that you can go, because there's this giant idol in the way. There. And hey, it creates a flower. And this will actually open up the roof, and not the door itself. which is kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. So now we've got to climb up here. We have these 4 things that we need to trigger. And once we trigger all 4 of them, then this thing will lift up. Except it keeps going up. And now we have a save point and we can go fight the boss. This is a pretty cool boss, although I'm kind of upset that I had to look up what to do on this boss. There are only a couple of things I've had to look up, but I think I've gone over all of them. And hello there again. Can I not skip this? Interesting. You certainly are persistent. I'm terribly busy trying to find the clues that will help me revive the Demon King. Your incessant buzzing around my head like some irksome gadfly when I'm this busy is, well, it's making me very disagreeable. Ooh. And now we have this boss. It is like Colossus or something. So what you have to do here is you have to wait for him to slam down like that so that you can get rid of the arm. And then you can get rid of the hands like that. Then he'll do that sometimes, but if you're waiting for him to do, you can do that as well, which will get rid of those. But now, looks like we can slice this guy fairly easily here. But you also got to be careful of that. You can launch his blades. I need to be more careful. I don't have a potion or anything. Then after a bit, he will... Oh, thank goodness that we have a stronger sword than we're supposed to. That'll help a lot. Now, he reforms, and then we have to do it again. Okay, and that's phase 1 down, I believe. Now, he's gonna get up. He's gonna shield the weak spot and pull out a bunch of swords. Now he will drop it down, and you look, the swords are shining a bit. We can pick up his swords, Wind Waker style, and then just slice them. And then you can do a horizontal slice as well to get rid of the legs, and then you can destroy the cover and then slam his giant swords back in his body. Now sadly, what I had to look up is that you can slice the sword horizontally. I was, of course, playing the Switch version, which... Oh, this... Okay, I just want to stay away from. I, of course, was playing the Switch version my first time, and my Joy-Cons were not being very nice to me. And so when I tried to slice it once, it just straight up didn't work. Oh yeah, these are weaker versions. I forgot about that. Ah man, stupid. If he hits you, then you don't get a chance to take his swords. Okay, and by the rule of 3, we should have to do that one more time. And with that, I think it is finally done. Alright. Man, I'm so glad that we had a stronger sword. That made that way easier than it could have been otherwise. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to mention we're still missing a life metal, 2 heart containers, and 12 pieces of heart, but I don't know if we're going to be obtaining all of those. Anyway, yeah, there's the map. Very useful now that we've completed the dungeon, huh? There is a setting to make it, the map spawn in its own dungeon, but before the boss, but I didn't set that, obviously. Now here is where we'd actually get the first sword upgrade, normally. Uh-oh. There we go. But instead of the first sword upgrade, we are going to get, eventually, that's the last piece of the key! Sweet! Oh my gosh. Now we can finally access the Earth Temple. And I actually do not need to mark that for, because I have a special little doohickey there to represent that we've gotten all 5. That looks bad. Hang on. There we go. Just outright replace it. Boom. We have all 5 key pieces, which means we can now visit the Earth Temple, which also has a relatively lower amount of chests in it. But not as, like, I think there's one more thing you can do than with that dungeon. Oh, hello there. Ah, the sword you carry is different since last I saw you. And you never saw us the first time. Think the goddess's chosen hero is but a mere boy. Quite interesting. Chosen hero or not, you do not yet possess the strength required to yield the full power of that. You must train yourself further. Devote yourself wholly to this task. Farewell, boy. By weird... Oh, that must be the water dragon that they were talking about us needing to find. Of course, I obviously know what that is, but... Okay, well... I guess our next stop... Oh, with that, are we actually absolutely finished with Pharaon? We might be. Okay, we're actually not done completely with Pharaon. We actually still need to, get the true Master Sword, which I believe we will obtain after... I think the normal requirements are after you beat the Fire Sanctuary, but I'm curious what happens if we, go back to the Sealed Grounds right now. Which we haven't been to in quite a while. I think since probably the first episode. Another thing is we are going to have to return here after we fully complete everything as well, but now that we've progressed quite a bit through the story, he is not here, so I don't know. I don't know how this unlocks. There's something you can do right here, but I'm not exactly sure what the requirements are. But anyway, let's go back in here. I hope we don't get any more rupees, because the amount of rupees we have right now is perfect. I'm just curious. I'm just going to talk around, see if there's anything we can actually do here. Alright, I guess I can't do anything with you. What? Wait. Wait, so there's you, but then there's also... There's 2 of you? What? Ah, sometimes randomizers can do weird stuff to the world. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's gonna open that up. But it has something to do with this guy. Maybe I need to talk to him. What does he say?
Hey.
Hi, yeah. You wanna hear some of the research? Sure, I'll listen to it. Alright, yeah, I have no idea how we're going to do that, but first of all, I think we can actually complete Skyloft right now. First I gotta dive over here. It's bittersweet, but I'm pretty sure that we never have to enter this place again after we get these final 2 things. Alright, Owlin, we have your thingy now. So, give us our reward. This is unbelievable! You found an entirely new plant species! It's precisely what I wanted! Fascinating. Should this actually be classified as flora or fauna? I mean, plant or animal? You know, this may very well mark the discovery of a new type of species altogether. Oh, how incredible! The world is still full of new plants waiting to be discovered, isn't it? I can barely contain my excitement. Oh, LuigiXRules, you have no idea what this means to me. Thanks so much. I'll take great care of this plant, life form, whatever it is. If you should happen across any other interesting specimens, be sure to let me know. 5 bombs! Yay, there's something in the Earth Temple where you get 5 bombs from, so there's just a check that's, you just get 5 bombs from it. Anyway, I hope we don't get any more rupees, because I actually really like the amount of rupees we have right now. It's nice, 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, I'm gonna take on 2 more things this episode, I think. One of them is going to be longer than the other. Although one of them is going to be, of course, the final thing that we have to do in the Skyloft. Of course, I'll probably return for some potions at some point, but first, this actually opened up as soon as we got the water scale, and I just completely forgot about it. I forget if I ended up doing this in my other version of the randomizer, but if I come down here, then... Ooh, sorry, Link. There's a chest here. There's also a goddess chest, but that's not relevant. Wow. Of course it was a sword upgrade. This will increase the power of the sword again, and of course, completes the flames around that. Alright. If I remember correctly, we only have one more progressive sword, which I actually do not have a graphic for yet, so I think I might need to take a screenshot when we get it. But I think it said in the sand ship, right? Or was that where the adventure pouch is? Well, now that we have that sword, we might be able to upgrade it to the true Master Sword, but that can wait until the next episode. Instead, I am going to do one other thing. Alright, buddy, I know I've already completed your side quest, but this was something that I have noticed a long time ago. First of all, that's not proper grammar or orientation, but Levias is something that's opened up, I think, since we got the spiral charge. And I've just... What? Yeah, I want the soup. Levias, what about him? Sure, I know Levias well, but I wasn't aware anything was wrong. Every year I offer him an entire basin full of my pumpkin soup. But lately, a huge thunderhead has been brewing there, and I haven't yet made this year's offering. I tell you, I feel horrible about it. No. Say you'll deliver a pot of my soup to Levias. Huh. I don't know how you plan to fly into that huge thunderhead brewing out there, but if that's the case, I'm going to do everything I can to make Levias the best batch of soup ever. Wait, right here. Voila, here it is. I've been cooking this stuff for well over 10 years, and I have to say this is the best batch of pumpkin soup I have ever created. Okay, so I guess we couldn't have done this until we got the ability to enter Thunderhead. But we've unlocked the ability to grab that soup for a while now. This is something that... Oh, you know what? There might be 7 heart containers now that I think about it. Because I'm fairly certain that we get a heart container from beating this thing. Well, you saw that from this thing that involves Levias, I'll say, so that we don't spoil anything. So now we're going to venture back into the Thunderhead. Ah, we actually got hit by a tornado. That'll cause you to take damage and lift you really high in the sky. Anyway, now that we got the soup, we need to take it to this island with the rainbow on it. Ah, what are you doing, robot? And there will be a cutscene, but most importantly, Levias is a little angry right now, so we actually have a boss fight. And this is what... We actually need the spiral charge for this, because it can actually attack itself, so you need to do this normally after you complete the all 3 dungeons that give you sword upgrades, which are the Sand Ship, Fire Sanctuary, and there we go, finally, jeez. Ancient Cistern are the 3 that give you sword upgrades. So yeah, we gotta kill all of these eyes, which is easier said than done. Alright, now that we've destroyed all of the eyes, an eye spawns on his head. If you couldn't tell already, this thing is kind of a parasite. Where did he go? There he is. And now we have to land on him. And now the true fight begins. Ocular, Parasite, Firefight. What you need to do is you need to hit it into his little things. And then I don't remember what you do. I think you probably just hit it into his eye after that. And then you can just wail on it. Luckily we have all the sword upgrades, which we would normally need at this point. Well, which we would normally have at this point. So yeah, you do have to swing it in a specific direction here. I think you can also parry it with your shields, but it'll just go straight towards his eye. Oop. Yep, he also mixes it up here where you'll start moving. So you have to react to that. And he won't go down immediately. I almost wonder though if parrying would just make it go instantly into his eye. That would be funny if it did. But either way, it looks like we have taken it out after all this time. Oh, he actually has pupils now. Tell me, boy, was it you who brought me this most delectable cauldron of pumpkin soup? I must apologize for my earlier behavior. A most peculiar and irksome pest possessed me. I was not myself. But that business is done with now. The delicious aroma of that soup has restored me to my senses. I am the great spirit they call Levias. Before she passed from this world so long ago, the goddess Hylia appointed me as a warden of the skies. And what do they call you by? Ah, LuigiXRules too, is it? A rather pleasing name, that. Your parents clearly have excellent taste in names. You carry a curious sword, boy. I sense a silent power dwelling somewhere in that little frame. I see it now. You're the hero. I assume you've come to hear what I know of the Triforce. Yes. As I suspected. Listen closely now, I will tell you. And then he's going to talk about how you need the songs. Yeah, the Song of the Hero, which we already have 2 parts of. Oh wait, can I actually not get the... Oh. Alright, I got the reward. I guess while we're here, we might as well see if we can't get that 3rd reward from the tower area. Alright, Elias, thank you for that. I don't think he actually gives you another thing. Normally he'd give you the complete Song of the Hero, but I think for the randomizer, once you collect all 3 parts of the Song of the Hero, then you just get the Song of the Hero, and you don't have to go back to him. So I think that is instead of the complete Song of the Hero. Might not be instead of a heart container, but I don't really remember. Either way, let's just go in here, and if there's nothing here, then I'm just gonna end off the episode. Alright, there's the other thing. I don't know what caused us to get it, but it's not too surprising that a lot of the remaining things are pieces of heart, as we still have at least 10 to go, and I think all of the pieces of heart can appear in the locations. So I think I am indeed going to end off the episode here. I might as well end it off, though, in a place with music, though. So let's crawl out here. And until next time, goodbye.